Arkhan the Black is the greatest of Nagash's students, an arch-necromancer whose dominion over the dead would be unrivaled were it not for the godly power of his master. He serves with unflinching loyalty, performing those tasks that the Supreme Lord of Undead would entrust to no other. As far as Nagash trusts any creature, he trusts Arkhan the Black. Bearing the title of Mortarch of Sacrament, Arkhan has served the Grey Necromancer since time immemorial, and over the ages has been privy to many of Nagash's most closely guarded secrets. A native of Nagash's original homeland, Arkhan takes great care that few are aware of his mortal origins. Knowledge is power after all, and Arkhan is obsessed with both. Since becoming an undying lich creature, Arkhan has considered his mortal life a mere prelude to a permanent reality of undeath. For as a faithful servant of Nagash, he has risen high indeed. In return for his unshakable devotion, Nagash has blessed his favoured vassal with unique power and responsibility. Only Arkhan has glimpsed a fraction of the true scale of his master's ambition, for it is he who is ordered to carry out Nagash's most delicate and difficult tasks. Amongst the sacred crusades entrusted to Arkhan was the creation of the Great Black Pyramid of Nagashazar. In sending forth his pupils, the necromancers known as the Black Disciples, and thereby mustering numberless of hordes of death-rattled skeletons, Arkhan amassed the necessary grave sand from the perimeter imical of Shaiish. One grain at a time, it was a crusade that only the Mortarch of Sacrament could have hoped to complete. And complete it did. It led to the creation of the Shaiish Nadra and the necroquake that saw Nagash's power spread across the lands. Though the ritual of the Great Black Pyramid was interrupted by the agents of chaos at the last, it still had the desired effect of inverting the flow of magic in Shaiish and sending a wave of deathly energy crashing across the realms. Arkhan's reward for this grand act of cosmic engineering was to be afforded command of the Null Midrad, a personal legion of Osirach Bone Reapers that not even Catacross himself could disrupt. The numberless skeletons that had borne the gravesand grain by grain were used as the clay to make them. The vast majority of the Black Disciples gathered together by Arkhan at the Council of Andria were slain, rendered down and used as the animating souls. With the best of their number reborn as Mortisans, they serve Arkhan more fully in death than they ever did in life. The Mortarch's mastery over death magic is second only to that of Nagash. Mounted upon the dread abyssal Razarak, doom of traitors, a previous gift from his master, he soars ominously across the battlefield, hurling soul-searing balefire from his skeletal hands. Armed with Kineshan, the Staff of Spirits, Arkhan can cause enemy warriors to age hundreds of years in an instant, their fragile bones collapsing under the weight of their armour. With a simple command, he can send unliving spirits screaming forth to slay in his name, or summon a blizzard of amethyst shards to tear through his foes. Even as he unleashes the blackest magic to obliterate the living, Arkhan feeds upon the soul stuff of those he has killed, restoring and reknitting his physical form with each death. Just as the dread abyssal on which he rides is healed in turn. Arkhan snuffs out the life of his foes with a cool disposition, for his belief in Nagash's ultimate success is absolute. When that day comes, when the legions of the dead have conquered the entirety of the mortal realms, the Mortarch or Sacrament intends to be standing proud at his master's side. And that is my short lore video on Arkhan the Black, the Mortarch or Sacrament. So him again, like a lot of the Mortarchs out there, is one of my favourite characters just because obviously he's a really cool Lich and, you know, the second most powerful like Necromancer there is out there. However, he also has something that the other Mortarchs don't, and that is his undying loyalty to Nagash. Whereas, you know, Neferata is always scheming and plotting for her own. Manfred's out of there as soon as he feels like he could die, a little bit like a Skaven. Catacross is good, he's a leader. But you've also got a Linda as well, who's in charge of the Nighthaunt, but none of them are as loyal and put Nagash first amongst Arkhan. And Arkhan's always been there from the start as well. He's really cool. It's also a really cool model as well. I've got one. You'll probably see pictures throughout the video when I edit it of my one. I'm really happy with it. It's I painted the skeleton of the Dread Abyssal Resurrect black like I do with all my Dread Abyssals, which was I quite liked, and I did the red spirits through it, and I painted his armour up red to fit with my Death's theme, so I'm very happy how that turned out. And I use him sometimes, to be honest, in Legions of Nagash. I'll be honest, I have never played as a Legion of Sacrament, mainly because I was put off by everyone running all those Grimghast Reapers, and I didn't want to do what everyone else did, so I didn't. However, I'm looking at playing it again, but it was something different, and Arkhan can still have a place to play in his Legion of Sacrament, of course. And I know in this video when we talk about lores, a lot about Oshrosh Bone Reapers, that's how Arkhan is now on the lore. Of course, you know, he's in charge of the Legion of Sacrament as well, but his priority now is with the Oshrosh Bone Reapers, as that is his main way how Nagash intends to take over the mortal realms. So yes, he can go in obviously Oshrosh Bone Reapers as well, leading into that. And I would say he's very good in Oshrosh Bone Reapers. I've only had a few games with Oshrosh Bone Reapers, and that's with grey models and stuff, so not like play anything properly with like some proxies and stuff, just try and see how they play. And I like what Arkhan can do in that army. He knows all the spells from the lore of the Bone Reapers, so that is very handy. It makes him a great toolbox. Of course, he can only cast 2, you know, standardly. However, he just can pick and choose which ones he wants, which is great. Especially how Cursor isn't really as amazing anymore, shall we say. It wasn't always. It used to be kind of always a go-to spell for me with him, just because I know it was unlikely that you're going to wipe out an enemy unit, but sometimes it happened. And, you know, one in, I don't know, for me, probably about 30 times it happened. I took him to a tournament and played 5 games with him. So what's that, 5 hero phases, roughly, let's say 4 of them you can do Cursed Years, so that's 4 times 5, so like 20 times I tried roughly, and every time he failed to delete a unit, which is, you know, fair enough, because otherwise it would have been overpowered, but they changed it now so it can't auto delete a unit, or it's very hard to do that. So him being able to pick some new spells is cool, which is good, especially how he's also been made to not know friendly Death Wizard spells within range, which was a bit of a kick in the balls. To be honest, him and Nagash suffered from that, but I would sooner take Arkhan than Nagash in a list generally, just because Arkhan, although he did have some setbacks in Legion of Nagash, I can still see a way to use him. In Oshrosh Bone Reapers, I can see a way to use him much more positively, rather than I want to fit him in the list because I think he's cool. Whereas Nagash, I'm just kind of like, no, way too much of a point sink, unless I was just playing for fun and playing with cool models. So yeah, Arkhan the Black is pretty cool. I've actually been looking at taking him in the sub-allegiance, which is No Murad. Apologies again if I got the words wrong and stuff in the lore video. It's hard to pronounce, you know, made up words. So I was looking to take him in that because I think Magic is, obviously we're in lockdown at the moment, so we haven't really played too many games, but Magic is very high up there, I believe, especially going forward in Age of Sigmar. So taking something to be able to counter enemy magic and be able to throw up good magic itself, I think is very good, especially how Petrified Elite has been nerfed now, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. I think it's good. I think they could have nerfed it a bit better. I would think if they did, instead of everyone just got +1 to save, which was flat out just stupid, really. It wasn't even like you'd say broken. It's just stupid rule writing, in my opinion. I think heroes should have got +1 to their save to make it more elite. However, the reroll ones to save make it that Mortarch guard won't really benefit that at all, because most of the time they'll all be using their shield ability. But anyway, I digress. It makes, Arkhan a bit better in combat, I suppose. But I would like to take the other sub-allegiances, and I said that before the nerf as well, just because I think some of them have got some real playability. But this is turning more into an Osh'rach Bone Reaper video than Arkhan the Black. So essentially Arkhan the Black, awesome guy, awesome character, got cool rules on the table. He's not too expensive to take as well. Just kind of wish he always had a free up save, or he had 12 wounds. Why not 12 wounds, guys? Why not 12 wounds? But with that, I'm just really glad that you checked out this video. If you did like it, please smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. I do loads of videos with death, lore, all sorts of stuff really. And if you enjoy this one, you'll enjoy the other. So if you could subscribe and like, that would be absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough for doing that. And of course, absolutely free for you guys to do so. If you've got any questions in general about this video or Arkhan himself, or how you think about taking him, please let me know in the comments down below. Or if you've got any experience as well, how you feel like he's a good one to take, or what you like about him in the lore, again, comment away guys. It's great as always to hear your thoughts. I want to give a massive shout out to my patrons, who you should probably be able to see on the screen now. These people do an amazing job. It's because of patrons I am able to do this YouTube channel. It's not just they help fund it a bit. If I didn't have the patrons, I wouldn't be able to justify doing it. So massive thank you to them. If you would like to become one of them, there will be a link at the top of the description down below. You can click on and check out my Patreon, and I'll be absolutely beyond grateful if you could take a look. But anyway guys, I thank you very much for watching this video. Remember, until next time, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, and of course remember, Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.